It wasn't just sound bites. It was sort of skinnying down what the reporter had to know. And because all of us, you know, he really did know a great deal about the Geneva Conventions and the international laws on torture and prisoners of war and all that stuff. And when I first talked to him, I knew precious little about it. He had to teach me, and others had to teach me what the rules were and how they'd always been interpreted and what the problems were in this new kind of, to use a trite term, asymmetrical warfare. And so that this was very different, and it presented a whole set of different issues. And you had to understand as a reporter which were the ones that were really very clearly resolved, or had been, or you thought had been, or the legal world thought had been, and which ones weren't. And so he got very good at skinnying down that learning experience and teaching experience, for him, learning experience for us, for people who really didn't know that. He is suffused with this passion, not just about human rights, but about the American military and what it should and should not be doing. And I remember him telling me once, you know, you get people when they're about 18 in the military. They don't know what they're doing. And if you don't give them a set of rules to live by, they'll make a lot of mistakes and do things that will embarrass us as a country. So it's really important that we stick to the rules. On the whole question of what kinds of military commissions there should be, tribunals at Guantanamo, he was prescient. I mean, he kept testifying, along with a lot of other military people, in front of Congress, telling them, look, don't set up these commissions without significant rights for the defendants. And I remember one time I was interviewing John, and I said to him, well, inevitably, in the real world, this means that some people will get away, will be released when they should not be released. And so I brought with me I looked it up before I came to do this interview. I brought with me what his answer was, because I remember thinking it was a quintessentially American answer put in a very non-legal way. If the United States cannot create a system in which the judicial rights considered to be indispensable by all civilized people are there, we shouldn't be prosecuting this guy. I mean, said John Hutson, you simply can't permit a prosecution in which the court says, we have a guy, we can't tell you who gave us some evidence, we can't tell you what that leads us to believe you're guilty, we can't tell you why, we're just locking you up. And he said, you just can't have a system like that, not in the United States of America. And the Supreme Court agreed. And of course, the Bush administration and Congress's whole scenario for treating these Guantanamo detainees had to be redone yet again. And we're still in this mess. One of the things that Admiral Hutson always said is so important is essentially the golden rule. You have to figure that however you treat these detainees, these people you capture, your people are going to be treated when they're caught. Now, they won't always be treated well, we know that. But if you take the high road, you have a lot better chance of them being treated according to the international laws of war and the international conventions on torture. To have somebody who is so quintessentially reasonable and at the same time passionate is a very important thing. And you have to be very grateful that this is the sort of person who has been a leader in our military and in the training of our young lawyers.